Hi, I'm Rene Garcia, and today I'm going to upgrade my gaming PC. But first, let's take a look at what's going inside. This is the Riotoro CR1288 TG Prism RGB full tower case. I think I got it all. If you follow my work, this was donated to me earlier this year from our friends at Riotoro, and I moved all of my old components from my previous build, which was in a NZXT Noctis, and I moved all of those components into this case. In my article, I lamented at the time that I didn't have all of the new components that I wanted, but today that's going to change. But very briefly, what I like about this case is it has a lot of space to build. Makes it easy to get the components in there without cutting up your hands. And I like the RGB front panel piping on the sides and on the front. It also has some fans in there that you can control from a front panel connector at the top of the case, which I'll show you later. And most of all, at the end of the day, it's the aesthetics of the case. It looks gamery, but not so gamery that it might turn into a robot at any time and fly away, if you know what I mean. This is the Intel Core i9-9900K CPU. I don't know if I actually need all of this power. I don't know if I'll ever take advantage of 16 threads. I don't know if I'll ever overclock to 5 gigahertz. What I do find interesting, however, is that when I got the CPU delivered, and I don't know if this is normal, I don't know if everyone has the same experience, but it came delivered in this black sack, just like this. And I don't know, that just seemed weird. Like, why is this necessary? Just like delivered to me like the severed head of a rival mafioso or something. So I don't know if this was just for me, if this was like some kind of like extra protection from Intel or from the e-commerce site I bought it from. One thing that did disappoint me, however, is that you never want to pick up a very expensive computer component and have it rattle as you move it around. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah. This is the Castle 240X all-in-one CPU cooler by Gamerstorm, but I think they are the gaming arm, gaming wing of Deepcool. I thought Deepcool was already a gamer brand, but this looks like to be an offshoot of that brand. And please correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time I'm seeing this, and they do seem to have a separate website from Deepcool, but it definitely says Beijing Deepcool Industries. I don't know if the camera's going to get that, but it's right there on the side. Okay, this is the MSI Gaming Trio 2080 Super. And I was waiting for this for a long time, actually, ever since the 2080 Supers were announced. It was taking a while for them to come out. And I was actually, well, first of all, let me back up and say that the current card I have is still the same card I had from 2015, which is an MSI 970. And so, I've missed a whole generation, and this is like maybe a generation and a half since this is the super version of the 2080 or the 20 series. Anyway, so I was shying away from MSI actually because I was reading a lot of negative reviews on the 2080s, just getting a lot of graphical artifacts and then lines on displays. So I'm hoping, the 970 treated me very well, and so I'm hoping that whatever manufacturing or quality issues they were experiencing has been sussed out and fixed. So here goes, but I cannot wait to get this installed. Okay, this is the MSI what is this called? MSI MPG Z390 Gaming Pro Carbon AC. Wow, so many words and acronyms in there. I have no idea what most of that does. So why this particular motherboard? My previous motherboard, also MSI. I've always, well, it's not like I build computers all the time, but the few times I have built computers and I've worked with MSI, it's always been an easy process, and I've never had like a motherboard failure. Wiring was always very simple. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. All right, and this is the CORSAIR RM series, RM650. This is 650 watts. Why didn't I get something that had higher wattage? Well, mainly because it didn't seem like I needed anything more than that. I've always had good luck with CORSAIR branded PSUs, and this one in particular worked for me because of the Riotoro case. If you read the article I wrote about working with it the first time, one of my problems with it is that the bay for the PSU is, well, there's a space issue for all of the wires, and I need something as compact as possible to fit in there to save me a lot of grief. Now, what's also nice about this particular model is that it is fully modular, so I can remove cables that I don't need. Okay, accompanying the PSU, the power supply, are these red braided power cable extensions. You know, it's just an aesthetic thing so that I don't have, or rather I have a little bit of color inside the case, since it's all going to be black. And these come from Silverstone. I've worked with these before, and the quality seems to be there. So happy to work with them again. Now I also have, let's see, Arctic Silver thermal compound for the all-in-one CPU cooler. I suspect they're going to have some kind of thermal compound pre-applied to the Castle 240EX, and I want to make sure to remove that and apply something that I know and trust and that I've worked with before in the past. And so this bundle also comes with the Arctic Clean chemicals, thermal material remover stuff. I've never used this before, but I have seen it used in other videos I've watched. The people seem to swear by it, so hopefully this will work for me as well. Storage is going to be handled by CORSAIR's, what is this? It's new, MP600 PCIe, NVMe PCIe Gen 4, which as far as I know doesn't exist yet. And memory is handled by CORSAIR. This is the Vengeance series. Everything is so violent when it comes to building computers these days. Vengeance. DDR4, 3000 megahertz, 64 gigs of DDR4. I don't know if I actually need all 64 gigs, but you know, it was there to buy, so I guess I just have too much money on my hands. Okay, and lastly, I did get this to add more USB ports to my PC. You know, one thing that really disappointed me is that my previous MSI motherboard has 10 USB 3, well, anyway, USB-A ports, and the new one, the MPG Gaming Pro Carbon AC, I think it only has 5 and 1 USB-C port. And that's really disappointing because I got a lot of peripherals. I don't know what to tell you. So this did add a little bit of extra cost, but what are you gonna do? It is what it is, and I have it. Let's get building.